Oh, Conan, remember it's the Valentine's Day show. So you usually put a song on at the end, you know?
Or do you want me to play your romantic song? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, the last actually now that I mention, I've been on this show 2 years, 2 year
Right.
anniversary. That's pretty crazy. But yeah,
What are you
usually
fishing for?
I'm
Okay,
not
come out and
no,
say
celebrating.
it.
no, no,
Come
no.
out and say it.
I'm not. No, no, no. I was gonna say because I remember like one of the first shows I did was like Valentine's Day, and you played a Prince song at the end, and then we did it again last year. That's what I was saying.
Okay. And what do you want? Another Prince song?
Yeah, yeah. I think you used a door 2 years in a row.
Okay, so all right, so
And he wants a certificate of accomplishment for not having quit after 2 years.
2 years.
Kleinrock, are once again you on our show here with no video again?
You are correct, sir.
Does
Why
that have
is
to do
that?
with you?
Man.
Yeah, it does have with me. I don't know what the purpose of that is.
He's in a place where he can't be videotaping.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, yo, we're back with Disco's favorite segment of the show, the Mass Republic Minute. What it do, Kevin? Boom.
How's it going?
What up?
Hey, so
Did Disco freeze up or no?
he's
no,
just.
there he is.
Oh wait, if he is frozen, let's just leave him that way. That would be great. So this past, you guys had two AAA television tapings, Twitch streams this past weekend. A fairly well received one on Friday, and then one on Sunday that many are calling the show of the year of all of wrestling so far in 2019. Really well received show, even though you had to make some changes because of an injury to Phoenix and a couple other talent related issues couldn't show up. So we'll talk about the weekend in AAA real quick and some of the highlights, especially of Sunday, and this kind of, it almost seems like a bit of a changing of the guard to some of what you've been trying to do for the last number of months, putting the focus on the better talent, so to speak.
Right. Well, obviously, you've seen since I got there what I've been trying to do, and now finally we're starting to see that. You know, we're making Laredo, a young, talented guy, into a star. He gave two great matches this weekend, one with Taurus, which was incredible. Vikingo, who without a doubt, he has superstar written all over him. Everybody wants to work with him. He's the next guy that we're going to make a star. You know, we saw Puma King, who, you know, I don't think he was ever in the main events in Consejo, in the main event and beating our top heel. You know, keep people guessing, keep the fucking product fresh. We got a great storyline that people are into between Hamburguesa and Lady Maravilla. Wait
Who?
to see. Nino Hamburguesa.
Nino, wait, Hamburger Boy?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Who
There's a Mexican wrestler called Hamburger Boy.
Yes.
The fact that, you know what, I just think we need to block DI from these segments. If you don't know Nino Hamburguesa and you don't know how awesome he is, then
He doesn't. Leave him.
All right, people, Lucha fans, why don't you tweet at DI some links to matches that he can enjoy and see another.
What about, speaking of matches, Kleinrock? There was a match from Crash that you said was fantastic months and months and months ago. You were supposed to send me to watch, and you never sent it. Okay, so you are not reliable. Okay, so
this is the same guy that still hasn't read the comic book Shane Helms, and he can get them for free because Joe sent him a link.
Free website.
Okay, so anyway, so and you know, just the we've got an incredible match out of Wagner and Demon.
Yeah, that was, I mean, look, that was one where people, I think, were looking at the card, looking at the lineup, not expecting much out of it, and were very pleasantly surprised by how good the match came off.
I don't care. First of all, I do not care about the matches video, how many stars you get. Here's what I want to know: what's going on in AAA. Who is getting the biggest pops and who has the most heat? Because those are that's the most important thing.
The biggest pops, your boy Hamburger Boy. Okay.
He's not my boy.
Humongous. Maximo. Yeah. Maximo.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, who's Exotico guy, the guy that gives everybody a kiss.
Okay.
Vikingo, that's the new high flyer. Everybody's, you know, the legend Wagner.
Okay.
and Laredo Kid. Like those are the 5 right now that are really, really hot.
Like when they come out, pop every time. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, and
Yeah,
Psycho Clown. And Psycho
Yeah.
Clown.
Okay.
He's get the biggest pops.
All right.
So,
Who gets a lot of heat?
Hijo de Fantasma
Uh-huh.
and the his group. They're called Los Mercenarios, which is like Tejano, Escorpion, and so those are the guys that get the biggest heat.
Cross with them?
And Cross, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, so those guys. So they're the big heels.
Yeah.
So they're like, that's a pretty strong faction, right? Those guys.
Yeah. Cross.
So they're like, so that's the thing. These guys are kind of running roughshod over people, right?
Yeah, right. Cross isn't really with them, but he isn't part of their group. He's kind of part of a little group that I have, but he works with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Is
Cross is incredible. He just
but here's the thing, though. Are people starting to like him because he's always beating people up and never losing?
No.
Oh, so they ate him, huh?
Yeah, Cross has done a great job. I mean, he listens. He's smart.
He had a
to get himself
promo.
over.
They had a promo from that show backstage. It was
it was incredible. I was there.
With Hugo, right?
Somebody put that promo up, and I was watching another promo of Austin before he fought Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. Very similar.
Right.
Like there's talking like they're serious. Like they sound like guys that want to beat the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? That's what's missing. That's the most important thing in professional wrestling, because that's what sells the tickets. Yeah. When guys they're talking like they want to kick somebody's ass.
Bro, that guy's money. That guy is super money. Yeah. When AEW or WWE make that guy an offer, he will be a top guy. You know.
Well, Kevin practice is a top guy too. He's working on the top everywhere these days.
Right, and he hasn't been in that long. Yeah.
Speaking of AEW, it was announced after the show last week that there is an alliance that has been formed now between AEW and AAA that will lead to what should be some very good matches, I think, both in AEW and hopefully maybe some AEW involvement in Triple Mania and some of the bigger shows in Mexico. At their press conference, the Lucha Brothers, Penta and Fenix, attacked the Young Bucks, setting up a match for the Double or Nothing show in May in Disco's hometown. And Disco, did you get tickets, Disco? Were you able to score some tickets for that?
Absolutely not. Shut up, Klein Rock. Okay, you always try to you always try to throw shade like you tried to and everything.
How is that shade?
You know me. I'm not paying. First of all, I'm main eventing StarCast. Okay, I already talked to Conrad. I'm the main event of StarCast.
I saw Conan was announced for StarCast. I did not see.
I'm the main event.
Okay.
I sent Conrad a message. Conrad, are we booked for StarCast? He said, "Of course you guys are." So I said, "Cool. I'll post it on Twitter." I tweeted, just finished negotiations. Confirmed that I will be main eventing StarCast.
Okay, yeah, this is how petty he is. He even told Conrad, when you make the announcements for MLW, announce Conan first and me last. Okay. Individual.
So Conan, let me see this, Conan. What's your role at AAA right now?
I don't know. I just write the shows.
Okay, so you're head of creative at AAA.
Right.
Are you head of creative or just a writer? Like, it's somebody you still have to write. Like,
head of creative. Well, no. Okay. I still have to get it okayed by.
Okay, well, that person. Okay, so you're in the same spot that Vince was at TNA. You write the most of the show, but if Jeff didn't like something, Jeff wants to do this, you got to write it down.
No. Usually, everything I want to do, I get to do. The only thing that has to be authorized is like when I make cards. When I make the lineups, a lot of times they'll change that shit around, and I don't have final say in that. But like the storyline and all that, I do.
Storylines and TV, you're like, okay, but like if there's like a house show in Laredo, like you'll do, well, hey, we want to do this instead. So it's like you're like, who gives a fuck anyway, right? So like, what do you care, right? So but now how is the relationship with Impact? Your relationship with Impact and MLW, now that AAA is going to be forming a partnership with AEW, how does that affect your relationship with all these other companies you're working with?
It doesn't, but Impact has a working relationship with AAA too. You remember that we did the Impact?
This is very strange to me. Why
it's a very, very interesting time. I mean, and even just looking at like WrestleMania weekend, you've got all these companies running, so many companies, and now you've got these press releases coming out, like a joint press release between MLW and Impact saying, we're going to share talent, make sure that people can get from one show to another, so don't worry about it. And it really does seem like AEW is trying to, I listened to an interview that one interview with Kenny Omega, another interview with Tony Khan, and they both basically said, we're here to work with the people that want to work with us. If there's politics or there's drama or whatever between maybe like, an AAA, AAA, NCMLL, or between other people, we're not here to be in that drama. If people don't want to work with us because we're working with other people, then more power to them. But we're here to work with the people that want to work, and we're here to bring the best talent to our shows. But it will be interesting to see how this product comes out.
Yeah, and Kevin, this is what I've kind of surmised. I think that with the exception of WWE, who's an entity upon themselves, everybody else has kind of realized, hey, everybody working together is what's best for the business, And I think that's what we're gonna work. Hopefully in the future, like ROH and New Japan and CMLL, that they only, they refuse to work with anybody except each other, will start getting more progressive thinking, and you know what I'm saying, and everybody just sharing talent like it used to be before.
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be interesting, I think, once we see what the AEW... I mean, AEW definitely has a vision for how they're going to present their television that they haven't specifically let on yet. Obviously, they've said it's going to be more sports-based and it's good, wins and losses are going to matter. But, again, listening to this interview that Tony Khan did with Dave Meltzer the other day, definitely was being very careful not to tip the hat. So I think that, they feel probably that their roster, the people that are going to be exclusive there, combined with the way they plan on presenting television, is going to be enough to make it unique from an Impact or make it unique from an MLW or whatever the case may be. That they're really just focused on.
I don't see how. I mean, they're the same guys. I mean, all the Ring of Honor, Impact, all this talent now is they just got all these guys, and now they're working in there. I just don't get what's...
Yeah, but you got to remember that in the United States, I think, Kevin, before you answer, I just want to say real quick, I just think in the United States, like the Young Bucks, Cody, obviously when he was in WWE, but he was a different character, but Kenny Omega, like those guys haven't been really exposed in the United States, so they're kind of fresh faces. And then on top of that, you stick in guys like Jericho, and if Dean Ambrose goes there they got new, Phantom Phoenix, and so
SCU, those guys.
They're gonna do shit different, bro. They understand that they have to.
And everybody always has this idea for different, but it's still a wrestling ring. It's still matches. It's still
I think
I don't know what. Bro, here's what's different.
It's not the same as New Japan, and New Japan is not the same as WWE. So it is different. It's a different style of wrestling. It's a different branding. It's gonna be different. They don't need to copy the bullshit that's going up in fucking North. No disrespect to them, but that's what they're feeding us right now. Bullshit.
Well, and I think too, I don't expect. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but yes, right now, like the Young Bucks are, they're showing up in this indie and that indie, having fun until AEW really gets going. But I don't expect that you're going to see the Young Bucks or Cody or Kenny Omega on Impact or on MLW. It's some of the other members of the roster. Maybe the Lucha Brothers are going to be everywhere. Maybe a Laredo Kid's going to be on Impact and in AEW or making. But I think you're not going to see Jericho appearing in all these other places. So I think when it comes to the undercard, I mean, yeah, at some point there is a question of if I can see this person elsewhere. But again, go back to where Impact is right now. You can see them on Pursuit or, MLW, as easy of a 1 hour television show as that is, you can see them on BN, which a lot of people don't have. So,
bro, all you're talking about right now, okay, is just feeding the fans that already watch the shows. Everybody knows who Kenny Omega is. Everybody like the wrestling bubble knows who all these people are. Okay, this is what I'm worried. Not what I'm worried about because it's not my company, but AEW. This is the problem they're going to face. Perfect example. I live here in Las Vegas. They're in town. They do the thing at the pool. I hear Brandy Rose. She's on with the Sports Talk guys who are wrestling fans. Okay, these guys are wrestling fans. They're talking about WWO, WCW. These guys are wrestling fans, and then they're like talking about Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and these two guys are going, we don't. Who's that?
Mm.
Okay, because there's people that don't like. So the thing is, bro, what if it wants to be different? Here's the only thing that will make wrestling different: is how do you make wrestling cool again, and how do you get people that are fringe fans Okay, they don't give a rat's ass about the star ratings of the match and how good the matches are. They care about, that pop when they see Val Venus in bed with Goldust's wife on the screen, and stuff like that. Pop for spots other than wrestling. How are they gonna get those people? And what's their plan to get those people?
Yeah.
But here's the thing about this: AEW comes out, and none of the wrestling media is asking honest questions. Okay, they're like, everybody's just kissing. Oh my God, here's AEW. Kenny Omega's going to be on TV. The Elisa. Oh, there's going to be 5-star matches. It's like, wait a second, guys. What type of rating do you think you're going to get? What are your projections for the numbers you go? Bro, nobody's asking these people like any of the what's the word I want to use here? The
specifics.
No, not the specifics. The when you have like the contrarian opinion, what do you call that?
Disco Inferno.
Devil's advocate. Nobody's asking the devil's advocate questions. All everybody's saying, "Oh my God!"
Honestly,
it's going to be fantastic. I'm like, guys, they haven't even announced a TV deal.
I think
a lot. So we don't know what it's like.
A lot of people are. It's maybe not in the most productive way, but there's certainly a lot of social media, talk. And sometimes it's so lame because it's the WWE diehards who are like, this isn't going to be anything. Nobody knows these guys. But I think in a constructive manner, look, I think a lot of people have said it's going to depend on what is their weekly television, how is it structured, what is it like, what kind of audience.
Here's a question. Here's a question to throw out there. Who's writing the show? That's the most important thing. Who is writing their show?
I don't think that's been announced or determined yet. As of now,
that's literally the single with all the talent they have. That's literally the most important question.
I'm going to submit.
Who is writing their show? Because that's the thing that's going to look different. Supposedly, nobody knows the answers. Is anybody even asking the question?
I do think people are asking the question. I just don't know if it's people that you're seeing ask the question.
Who's writing the show? Let's temper our, let's curb our enthusiasm because everybody's like,
I'm positive. I'm positive. Cody and the Young Bucks have a lot of input in that.
Bro,
I think it's
the Young Bucks is a question. I'm saying the devil's advocate. Just ask a question. Right. Have Cody and the Young Bucks ever written the show?
All in. Right.
That was like a house show, wasn't it?
Well, it was a televised wrestling.
I think to DI's point, it's not 52 weeks of episodic television where you're having to keep stories going.
Well, who's going to be? That's the advertising for you. I don't know, man.
You can see that they're creative as hell, though, with the Being the Elite series, which is a weekly series on YouTube, but it is weekly with storylines.
And the storylines are kind of hokey too. They like cross the line of, you can't do the thing where if you're going to do a show where you're doing a deal where Joey Ryan is dead, bro, you can't do that.
Penis druids.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, you can't. You can do that for a show, but you can't do that weekly TV.
How fast did this show in Vegas sell out?
So they did pre-sale with codes. That sold out immediately. I mean, it took maybe an hour or two to sell out because of how long it took to get.
How many seats is there?
So they've sold, according to I think Dave at this moment, 11,000 tickets have been sold so far. 3,000 tickets will go on sale to the general public this week. They will sell out instantly, and it's being set up for 14,000 people. To which they already tweeted, "I think we're going to need a bigger building." And the Cow Palace in San Francisco tweeted back, "We're here for you."
Look, the good, bad, and indifferent of this disco is we were at StarCast and we saw how many people and how quick that place was. I mean, they have a rabid. Wait one second. Contrary.
Never argued that.
Okay, and they know that their job is to get the fringe fans or the casual fan, and I think that that's what they're gonna do, and they're gonna have a really cool show. And I think that the Young Bucks and Cody have been able to feel the temperature of what fans want. And they're giving it to them, and that's why they're reacting. Now the trick is, like you said, getting those mainstream fans. And I think they will do funny shit like Joey Ryan with the fucking druid penises and all that bullshit. I think they'll combine both.
I think the other thing is, remember too, a lot of this is going to come down to network support. Is it going to be on a major network? Is it going to get lost in a shuffle? Is the network going to support it? I mean, look at, yes, it's a little bit different, but look at how ginormous for UFC this move to ESPN has been, because it is getting a ton of support and it is getting put on after college basketball, other big things that are bringing in that fan base. It's going to depend in part on what network they go to, where it's positioned, how it's positioned. The amount of support that MLW gets from BN as a network, I've never seen a network give before, but it's BN. It's a small network. If they end up on a major network, a TNT or a TBS, or getting network support, they're getting promos that make people think that this might be something worth checking out. They're bringing in, I'm guessing, in addition to Jericho, some other names that people are more familiar with, who then tune in and see the great quality of the Young Bucks and the Kenny Omegas and people they might not know. It very well could work and be very big. And regardless, like somebody asked me the other day, do you see this, competing with WWE? And the bottom line is, there is a ginormous space between what exists today, even with the impacts of the world, and WWE. You can be very, very successful being not WWE, but still being a multi-hundreds of millions of dollars a year company. And I think there's space for that. And I think that nobody's come along to this point with the ability to get us to that place right now in the last 20 years. And so this is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, nobody ever took WCW's place.
Yeah, thank you, DI, for taking up most of my time with your contrarianism. And on that note, this segment has been brought to you by...
First of all,
Disco Inferno's...
Yeah, I know, I had a question, too, and there's no time for it now.
Wait a second,
We'll wait for next week.
What are you taking up your time? You're taking up our time.
I'm an invited guest. Listen to me. I'm an invited guest.
This is our show. This is not your time.
You were even the co-host.
You're right. What a concept thing to say. I'm taking up your time. You're on our show. This is
my segment presented to me by Conan from day one. I'm just saying. This was a Conan and me. Can you mute him so I can finish this? This segment has been brought to you by Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, Aero Lucha, ExpoLucha.com. We'll have more updates next week. LuchaCentral.com.
Does that have heat with you, DI?
Yeah, it does. How come it's not brought to you by Impact Wrestling?
Because I haven't figured out a way to say their name entertainingly yet.
MLW. What about MLW?
We'll work on that for next time. Write down note. All right. See you later, guys.
First of all, we didn't talk anything about CMLL. You said this is brought to you by CMLL. It was not brought to us by CMLL. We didn't mention one thing about CMLL. So you're fake news as usual.
Rough week.
And let me time out before you leave, Klein Rock. What was this thing you posted? We're on LuchaCentral.com. They were throwing shade, saying that I try to distract when your segments come out. What was that thing that you posted?
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about, because I don't even write for LuchaCentral.com myself.
They had posted that you were.
No. It was somebody tweeted, and they said, it was Lucha Blog. Oh, yeah, I think it was Lucha Blog that tweeted.
Oh yeah.
And said that basically that you had figured out how to make us stop talking about Lucha, and that was by bringing up Dave Meltzer and star ratings, and that we got distracted and we didn't talk about Lucha that segment. So. Congratulations on finding yet another way to make us do that this week by talking about how you think that AEW might not have what it takes to make it.
No. First of all, I never said that.
We can quote somebody tweet out right now that DI is talking.
No, yes. Let me tell you exactly the thing. I've said all along that the model for success in professional wrestling is when big shows come around. Okay, people are willing to travel. The small wrestling audience, which it has become small, okay, that's because the WWE. They've turned off a lot of their mainstream fans, all right? But I've said all along, when you have big shows that seem like a big deal, and with social media and everything, you can promote, you can sell these out. Yep. For example, we're forgetting, all of a sudden AEW's talking about like they're the number 2. Like they're not even going to show you. But let's not forget, Ring of Honor sold out the Madison Square Garden. Okay?
That's a whole different debate for a whole nother
episode. But here's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, there's these smaller companies because they are exposed. They can do big.
But I also think one of the reasons, Kevin, that they sold out Madison Square Garden is because they thought the Young Bucks and all these other guys are going to be.
Listen, nothing against Ring of Honor. They have maintained what they are, who they are. They're on national television. They do live
You don't
house
have
shows.
to put
They
them
tour.
over. Yeah.
But,
Say what you feel.
however, yes,
Right.
they absolutely sold out Madison Square Garden because it was in association with New Japan, and because, as part of that association with New Japan, there was a full expectation that the Bucks and Omega and maybe even Rhodes or whatever would be on that show, and that is why they sold it out. If you had just said Ring of Honor by itself without New Japan,
they don't sell
they
out.
would
I don't
not
think
have
They've never
it
sold
out.
more than 4,000 tickets,
Absolutely.
right?
Maybe not, but I'll tell you what, bro. That's WrestleMania weekend, and there's probably 100,000 wrestling fans in town.
Well, that's why they did it.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's like when you have a product in the middle of when you get the market together, and the market congregates in one place like a flea market. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can show up and you can sell and you can make money.
Well, look,
You know what I'm saying? That's the formula.
Two things right here.
That's
One,
proven.
what they proved with All In was that you don't need to do it around another big event. You can create your own event. But to your own point, just a few moments ago, that's not going to sustain a brand new promotion 52 weeks a year.
Right,
it has to be something that can have television, and then you can do these big quarterly events or whatever it is.
Right.
So,
I completely agree with you. But
Until
I don't
next
think,
week,
but
guys.
honestly, but here's the thing. All In and this show coming up here in Vegas is proven that you don't need the TV to do a few big shows.
Right.
I'm wondering if these guys have a formula that maybe they just want to do like a few big shows a year.
Honestly, I think that part of it was probably that's where their heads were at first. But I do believe that, seeing the reaction. I mean, and again, kind of going back to what was said in this Tony Khan interview with Dave Meltzer, I got the impression that their plans to ramp up the amount of live events and where they were going to do the live events, both domestically and internationally. I think it sounds like they're planning on getting things going quicker maybe than they originally anticipated because of the response that they've seen now to those tickets.
Let me bring this up to you. This is I'm not even saying this is a problem, but this is significant. Okay, when New Japan ran its first show here in the state, what was it, Long Beach, right? What ticket sell in like 15 minutes or something like that?
Yeah,
so there's 3,000 sold immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, they ran another show. Tickets, how fast they sell out? Like quick again.
Very fast.
Then they ran a third show. Then what happened? Your tickets aren't selling as well. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the initial thing of like the big, there's only so many, when you're not on weekly television, there's only so many big shows you can do, because ultimately what drives shows and drives big audiences are big angles.
They're going to be on TV, I guarantee.
Right.
I guarantee
here's the thing.
Right now, they're just picking. They're I can't really get into, but they're going to be on TV very soon.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So if AAA is going to be partnering with AEW,
right?
What are the chances of getting El Hijo Inteligencia Guapo on TV on AAA?
0.
No. What is it? El Hombre Inteligencia Guapo.
You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you very much for being on the Match Republic Minute. Boom.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right. Let's do quick sports. Don't do the outro.